2025 review continued. A year of words, fire, and calling. This year, I did not merely write. I answered. I approached the pages carrying questions, burdens, and a fire that would not let me rest. What began as scattered thoughts and prayers became something shaped, something disciplined, something obedient. The words were not always easy, but they were necessary. I spent much of 2025 wrestling with Scripture, not as a distant text, but as a living voice. Again and again, I returned to the truth that deception rarely comes wearing the face of darkness. Scripture warns us plainly, even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. That truth became a backbone for nearly everything I wrote: stories, chapters, warnings, and reflections meant not to entertain, but to awaken. Out of that burden came stories with weight. I gave life to characters who were hunted not just by enemies, but by doubt, calling, and obedience. Through Elias Gravenmore and the Gospel's ghostwriter, I explored what it means to be chosen to carry words that burn, words that invite both divine purpose and violent opposition. Each chapter pushed deeper: the call, the enemy, the ancient words, and the realization that even allies may carry hidden motives. But these were never just stories. They were mirrors. I wrote about false light because I have seen it. I wrote about spiritual counterfeits because discernment is costly. I wrote climaxes not for spectacle, but for warning, that the greatest danger to the faithful is not persecution from without, but deception from within. Throughout the year, my writing grew more scripturally grounded, more intentional, and more unafraid. I stopped softening the message. I leaned into clarity. I allowed the narrative to carry truth without apology, trusting that those with ears to hear would recognize it. There were moments when the work felt heavy, when each paragraph felt like a responsibility rather than a choice. But I came to understand that this, too, was part of the calling. Words matter. Stories teach. And testimony, even when wrapped in fiction, still bears witness. Looking back, I see a year marked by spiritual vigilance, biblical fidelity, narrative courage, and a refusal to mistake beauty for truth. I did not write to be admired. I wrote to be faithful. And as I step forward from 2025 into 2026, I know this: the work is not finished. The fire has not dimmed. And the pen, by God's grace, remains in my hand.